very, very important championship in that stepping stone.
Absolutely. Now, we are getting ready for our second final. It is Mini-Max, stroke Intermax, whatever your persuasion is. We'll run through the grid very quickly, but then we'll tell you a story. So, it's going to be Logan Rolfe and Larry Price on row 1. Eddie Duncan and Jensen Sale on row 2. Charlie Quine and Ollie Thompson, row 3. Hugo McCluskey and Buddy Hugo, row 4, with Noah Clear and Cameron Tipping rounding out the top 10. Ronnie Smart and Noah Jebson are next, followed by Jackson Hilton and Adam Batt. Luke Millward and Hakeem Batt are on row 8. Then Rudra Golkunath, James Fabricius, Oliver Barton, Casper McAllister, Leyland McNeish, Jack Mellon, George Quinlan, Jaden Patel-Scott, Jamie Walsh, Australia's Annika Hurd, Lucas Esser, Odysseus Hole, and then Maria Yoga Lavachuta.
Adam Batt is on the grass, Henry.
Now, story time. Logan Rolfe, brilliant this morning, winning both races. Wants to go and have a little watch and do some timing.
Oh.
So his dad, Gary, goes, here you go, son, have my very expensive gold stopwatch to go and do some timing. Brilliant, says Logan. Off he goes, comes back. Gary goes, where's the stopwatch? Logan goes, I don't know if they found it. Logan Rolfe is going to be, go around again. If he's driving very, very quickly in this one and pulling away, it's probably to escape the wrath of his mum and dad for losing the golden stopwatch. If anyone has got the golden stopwatch, he's not sure where he put it down.
He might need a win here to save himself.
He might need a win here to save himself, and he may not. And if he does, even if he does get the win, he may not get to throw the bottle of water over his dad. If he does, it's only to stop the steam coming off Gary's head, the steam of anger. Because there aren't many golden stopwatches around. Well, there's one less now, thanks to Logan, but yes. And it's TH Course. Eddie Duncan is TH Course. I forget the T. The H is for Halliday, so apologies to the T. I'm going to be told. But yeah, that's the number 157 kart of Eddie Duncan. And of course, it's Tommy Weyer Racing, the Pantano chassis, the Pantano team that Jensen Sale belongs to. And of course, Bradley Shepherd Racing, and of course, Synergy leading the way. Here we are. Let's try for the second time.
Well,
if you see Logan Rolfe pulling off the side of the circuit, it's only because he's seen his dad's stopwatch,
yes.
And he goes,
You can pick it up. Like Funhouse.
Yeah, pick it like Funhouse with Pat Sharp. Here we go then. Into the tram lines, and once again we're too fast.
They're going very early out of that final corner. What I will say about this one and why it's been such an entertaining class so far in Intermax is that there's no teams with more than one driver inside the top 10.
Yes.
It means everybody, with the exception, I think we've got Price and Tipping at opposite ends, but you've got Rolfe for Synergy, you've got Price for BSR, you've got then Duncan in a separate team.
Rolfe is now Synergy's at Luke Christie Racing, yeah.
Yeah, so we've got almost every team represented inside the top 10, which means that nobody's going to be working together.
No.
Everybody's going all out for the victory.
Yes. More excitement for us, more nervousness for everyone else. Here we go then. And, of course, a nice smattering of privateers as well. Now, Mr. Ashton perched upon the start-finish line with the start line, lights at his discretion. He has given them 2 bites of the cherry. Now, cherries are quite small.
They are.
They're usually only 2 bites worth. They may, if they have to take a 3rd bite, Mr. Ashton might have to stop them and have a word. Let's see.
And sometimes that does involve Mr. Ashton picking that front row up.
Yes, and
moving it to the back.
Free trip to the back of the grid. Larry Price looks over, shaking and thinking, now this does look a little bit more respectable, pace-wise. Let's see if it remains so.
Here we go then, as This one does look a lot better. The engine notes rise into the tram lines. The lights extinguish and we are away and racing. And the inside row gets the jump. And those drivers from first and third, it was almost first, third and fifth, but Larry Price has held on to third place. Jensen Sale slots into fourth in front of what appears to be, I thought it was going to be Ollie Thompson, but it's not. It's Charlie Quine in the 118 from fourth place for ST Racing. Out onto the back straight, the top 5 in a straight line. The rest of the field fan out up towards hairpin 1. And it's been a good start, I think, by Buddy Hugo, who takes a place down the inside of the 141. I think that's Noah Clare. So Hugo up into 8th place behind a very impressive, for me, Hugo McCluskey in P7. His first visit to PF in a race weekend. He's tested here, not raced here, going well inside the top 10 there in that bright yellow helmet for Origin Motorsport.
And McCluskey, he was present at the first round of the championship at Warden Law, finished 22nd then.
Home circuit as well.
Hasn't been back since. So this is only his second appearance of the season. And like I said, his first race meeting here, the Origin Motorsport team set up by Elliot Surtees' family. It's an Anglo-Dubai-based team, an Anglo-Emirati-based team. They got one arm racing out in the United Arab Emirates, one arm racing here. It's run by Sam Morgan down in the UK, and they've gained a number of drivers since the start of the season, so the team are expanding well. They've got some fast drivers, including the number 164 of McCluskey, doing a good job at the moment. There's the number 150 of Ronnie Smart. He's had an up and down day, but he is there now in what is P4. But Rolf, Duncan and Sale are your top 3.
Larry Price went for second place, and by the time he got to hairpin number 1, was down in P6. He's wrestled his way back up to 5. Buddy Hugo in the wall on the outside of the Mike Wilson complex. He looks to be in a little bit of discomfort. We'll see whether we carry on this race or whether we go Battenberg, because he's buried in that tyre wall very close to the side of the circuit.
Yeah, Marshall is there with him already, as is always the case here at PF International. And
we are neutralising the race.
Neutralising the race straight away, yes. And again, driver is now up and out of his kart, so Buddy Hugo walks away. The reason that we're neutralising the race, putting it behind effectively the safety car, Logan Rolfe becomes the safety car, is because Buddy Hugo's kart is buried in amongst the barriers, and there is not a lot of runoff between the outside of the circuit and said barriers. So the marshals would have had to put themselves on the outside of a potential crash site in the middle of a race, and that would not, that doesn't fly. Because he's also gone through the next set of barriers. So the Team TVKC here, fast at work to put the reticel barriers back together because they're intertwined, and then the actual green barriers as well, the interconnecting barriers. So again, this is why, if you want, the marshals, if you want to come and volunteer and be a marshal, to join the club of marshals. Now, some of the marshals here, they marshal all over the country. We're still under Battenberg flag conditions, David.
We are, and whilst we're under Battenberg flag conditions, the race leader, Logan Rolfe, is adjudged to have a start infringement, and the field being back together...
That's not good news.
Not good at all, because he's been given a 5-second penalty, and with the field so tightly packed once again, it's going to cascade him down the order. He's 5 points behind Larry Price in the championship. Coming into this race weekend, he would have probably overtaken Price given his performance today in the superheat and this final. And he's going to be aware of it because it will be on the overhead gantry at some point after the Battenberg is done. But Logan Rolfe is going to have to drive the race of his life to try and mitigate that penalty.
Well, if he wasn't running and hiding from his dad, he's now running and hiding from the rest of the field here. He's looking over there, so he'll have been told that. It's on the timing and scoring screen. I'm sure that it'll be confirmed. So his goal now, he's got to go and hope that Eddie Duncan goes with him. What Logan Rolfe does not want is have anybody trying to overtake and get drawn into a battle. Here we go then. The green flag looks like it is going to be displayed. Green flag in the air. We're back racing. Rolf leads them, and now he's got to go. He has got to go and hope they all trip over each other behind him. Duncan under pressure for second. Then you've got Smart now up to third. Jensen Sale has slipped back. Price is there in fourth. And here comes Eddie Duncan. This is not what Logan Rolf wants at all.
Rolf's going to get backed into the field here because Duncan will have to defend up to two because he was so tight into one. And Ronnie Smart with the smart move down the inside of Logan Rolf. Rolf's going to come back at him and will indeed have track position. But all this battling, Logan Rolf's just got to break away. Yellow flag out at hairpin one. We've got one of the KMS cart on the outside on the grass.
Yep, driver walking away. That will be moved very, very quickly. So we're down to 27 runners now. Logan Rolf, he can't. Logan, he's on the grass. This is where Logan's Rolf. You get your confidence rattled.
Now we're driving with emotion.
Yeah, sometimes that's good, not always. Rolf has got to compose himself now and get back at the front because at the moment this penalty would drop him effectively from where he is running now, fourth, back to. Well, it would be back to 24th at the moment.
Jack Mellon was your driver off at hairpin number one. He'll retire from this race and be classified in 27th.
But through the Fullerton S's, Eddie Duncan, then championship leader Larry Price, followed by Ronnie Smart, Logan Rolf, fourth on the road, ahead of Jensen Sale. We complete another lap. And Luke Millward moves into the top six. So Millward, now he had these two charging drives this morning from 29th on the grid up into the top five in both races. There may have been a post-race nose cone issue for Luke in one of them because he started this one back in 15th place. But that's half the job done. There he is on that TB car, white crash helmet, Team UK race suit, because he qualified to represent Team UK in the Rotax Grand Finals last year as the British Micromax champion, and he's now P5 on the road, P4 in total. Logan Rolf, meanwhile, his 5-second penalty would put him back to 18th. So it's getting better bit by bit, but we've only got 4 minutes plus a lap to go.
Here comes MILWARD down the inside of Ronnie Smart. We'll find out whether that was successful in a few moments' time as they re-emerge from out under the bridge. It wasn't at the time, but now it is now, and he's up into fourth place behind Logan Rolf, who in turn had got past the same driver on the previous lap as well. Bit of a gap between the top two as MILWARD now begins to try and close in on Rolf in front. Charlie Quine trying to make a move down the inside, and that's Ronnie Smart up and onto the back of, I don't know who it was. We'll find out.
We're going to find out with the Karting Live TV replay.
Jackson Hilton.
And there goes Ronnie Smart. And yeah, it was the Carter. That was Jackson Hilton in the number 127 machine. So that will drop Ronnie down the order considerably. Logan Rolf now running third on the road, and that puts Luke Millward up into P4 on the road. He undoubtedly will catch Logan Rolf. This is the first time that Rolf has got a bit of clean air. If I were Logan Rolf, I would tether my support to the wagon of Luke Millward and just push Luke Millward along. Follow Luke, because Luke is only going in one direction, that's forward. So if I were Logan and I needed to work with anybody, it would be Millward. But of course, Millward has got his own issue at the moment, and that issue is Jensen Sale. Then it's Hilton and Charlie Quine side by side. Then these three karts we're looking at now: Noah Clare, Cameron Tipping, and Hugo McCluskey.
Yeah, Tipping at the head of that trio now. He's got his way past Noah Clare in that Daniel Ricciardo inspired helmet for Cameron Tipping. He's had a weekend really of 5-second penalties for Cameron Tipping. If he can get through the final without one, that will be a success. Undoubtedly a very, very quick driver that does tend to occasionally get involved in scraps that he doesn't need to for Cam Tipping, but always does sort of come good when it matters in the final. Currently running in P9 for Tipping, has a gap though to close back up. Talking about closing gaps up, Logan Rolfe 2/10 quicker than the duo in front, and there's been a change for the lead as Larry Price got past Eddie Duncan on that previous lap. Price leads from Duncan, and as Duncan tried to get back alongside Price through the bowl, and he's going to do it again up towards hairpin 1. This plays into the hands of Logan Rolfe, Luke Millward, Jensen Sale, and the rest of the field behind.
Logan Rolfe, his penalty would now drop him to 12th. So, as the pace continues to pick up at the front, Rolfe's final finishing position continues to improve, even though he's not passing anybody. As at one point he would have been 25th, then it was 18th, now it's 12th. We've got a minute to go. Millward has caught Rolfe. So, Rolfe, if I were Logan Rolfe and if I was fully appraised of the situation, I would be letting Luke Millward go and then pushing that TB cart for all it's worth. So to prevent him getting slowed down. There's Millward looking to the inside. Doesn't work that time. Maybe Logan's not aware of the penalty because, of course, when the penalty was given, Logan, also the Battenberg flag was out and the main screen said, slow, slow, slow. We will have to wait and see. There's a move for the race lead. Eddie Duncan for the TH Corsa team. Top spot. Price doesn't fight it. Second. Still Rolfe third on the road. Millward third in the race.
Larry Price, as the time elapses down to 0, they go into the Mike Wilson complex for the penultimate time. Last lap board will greet them. Larry Price, does he go all out for the win, or does he box smart, knowing that he's had 2 victories so far this season, has a championship lead, and his nearest rival right behind him has got a 5-second penalty. Price is going to go down the inside. He was already alongside into the bowl. Door closed by Eddie Duncan. Duncan continues to lead them from Larry Price. Price has another nibble onto the bridge as they emerge on the way out. It's Larry Price in the lead.
And it's Luke Millward now in second place. Duncan, Rolfe, and Jackson Hilton getting it all wrong. Jackson Hilton on the outside. Spins going to hairpin number 1. Jensen Sale, Charlie Quine are there as well. Millward has the race lead.
Price not happy, and that is not aimed at Logan Rolfe. That's aimed at Luke Millward for the overtake into hairpin 1. Rolfe's got a penalty anyway. Millward could potentially be looked at. Larry Price is in third place. Could, when it goes to people far more important than me, re-inherit this one. But as they head up and out of the final corner, it will be Luke Millward from 15th to 1st.
Look at that. Millward, he went from 29th to 2nd, 29th to 5th, 15th to 1st in 3 races today. On track, that young man has passed over 50 drivers in 3 races. Rolfe will finish 2nd on the road. Now, that would put Logan Rolfe, he would be 11th. 11th after his 5-second penalty. It means that Larry Price and Eddie Duncan move up into the top 3. Charlie Quine, what a result for Charlie. P4, P5 on the road. Then Jensen Sale, Cameron Tipping, Hugo McCluskey, Noah Clare, Jackson Hilton, Noah Jebson. Then it would be Rolfe slotting into 11th. Behind Jebson, Fabricius, McAllister, Thompson, Barton, Smart, Batt, got Cornaith, Quinlan, Annika Hurd from Land Down Under. Can you hear the thunder? Anyway, Jaden Patel Scott, Adam Batt, Leyland McNesh, Jamie Walsh, Odysseus Hull, and Maria Jurgen Lavichuter.